morning, I'm Leesa Protomanni, and you're watching Say News. Here are the top stories for this hour. Toronto police are asking for the public's help in identifying the man wanted in sexually assaulting 3 teenage girls. The incident happened on Thursday evening around the Keele Street and Eglinton Avenue area when the man allegedly tried to talk to the teens before assaulting them. The suspect is described as 25 to 35 years old, 5'7" with a medium build, and has a partially closed left eyelid. He was last seen wearing a dark coat and baggy pants. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. As police are looking for the suspect in Toronto's latest assault, female students here at Seneca are becoming more concerned for their safety. Leesa Gopiechand went around campus asking students what they're doing to stay protected.
I actually work on campus here at school, so when I close and stuff, my coworker actually waits with me at the bus stop. He'll actually stay with me until I get on the bus.
Usually around campus or outside of school, I usually walk with either friends or family, and always keep my cell phone on me where I could easily reach it, and I try to stay in more populated places.
I took self-defense for about, I think, 2 years, and they also have a self-defense class that we have at the Seneca Gymnasium where I'm going right now. So they do teach you what to do in a kind of scene where you are being attacked or what to do.
Probably just avoiding scary alleys and dark corners late at night, and just always walk with a group of friends.
Make sure of my surroundings, and I make sure that if I'm going to stay out late at night that I have someone with me. And when all comes down to it, I just run.
The female students at Seneca have taken the proper precaution against predators, from talking on the phone, walking in groups, and getting into self-defense, ensuring their safety. On the Predator Beat, I'm Leesa Gopiechand for Say News.
We have a mix of messy winter weather moving in across eastern Canada. Shaquille, how are things looking for Toronto?
Well, Alessia, we're currently sitting at 1 degree, which isn't too bad considering we're practically at the end of January. There's lots of overcast right now and a bit of flurry action, but I wouldn't be too concerned about that here in Toronto because things are going to get pretty messy over on the eastern side of the GTA. They can expect some snowfall that will later transition into freezing rain. And if you're living in southern Quebec, well, chances are you might want to bring out those snowsuits and skis because things are going to get pretty snowy. I'll have a full weather update a little later on in the show. Back to you, Alessia.
Kevin O'Leary, the man who's being compared to the likes of President Trump, is currently in the race to lead the Conservative Party of Canada. According to a recent poll, he currently has 27% of the PC vote, which is way ahead of Maxime Bernier in second with 11%. O'Leary announced his run for Conservative leadership last week. He's leading the vote in all provinces except for Quebec. This may be because he doesn't speak French, but is taking lessons. O'Leary is best known for his brash, business-oriented personality on CBC's Dragon Den.
Burnett made this joke the other day. This is going to be Shark Tank versus The Apprentice.
O'Leary will hope
Smackdown.
to turn his...
Tune in, we're going to have some fun. I'm hoping to take over there, the leadership of the party, get my flashlight of transparency out, make Justin Trudeau's life absolute hell.
O'Leary will hope to turn his strong business ties into a successful campaign. This compared to another significant figure who is now using his negotiation skills to pass through a large project. We go live to Lucas Rocco with more on Donald Trump's second day in office.
Yes, Alessia, U.S. President Donald Trump will sign orders today in hopes of advancing the construction of the Keystone and Dakota oil pipelines. The projects were blocked by the Obama administration due to environmental concerns. Now with the pipeline, it would run through Canada to the U.S. along the Gulf Coast. It would give Canada the ability to pump their oil, send it through to America, where it would sell it to other world markets. Now you may wonder how this is going to affect all of us in Canada. Well, student tuition fees are due, for example. Along with a strong Canadian dollar, this would help students to keep more money in their pockets and pay those hefty tuition fees. That's your business wrap. I'm Lucas Rocco. Back to you, Alessia.
We have extreme weather warnings for some parts of the GTA. Here's Shaquille Gilbert with the weather report.
That's right, Alessia, and it's all thanks to a low-pressure system creeping its way up from southeast U.S. So if we take a look at our systems map over here, we have a low-pressure system over here in Montreal, Fredericton, and Ottawa. These places are going to expect to see lots of snowfall later on today, about 10 to 15 centimeters for Kingston and 20 to 30 in Montreal. Currently in Toronto, though, we're sitting right above the jet stream, which is why we're experiencing some pretty cold temperatures, but pretty mild for the season. If we take a look outside, however, things are pretty dry. We have a little patch of snow there, but I mean, that's nothing too serious, right? It could be a lot worse. Still pretty dry. Lots of overcast, all thanks to that low pressure system that we're currently experiencing. If we go back to our southern Ontario map, things are getting pretty snowy over there in Sault Ste. Marie. Currently sitting at 1 degree, which isn't too bad again. Pretty mild temperatures for this time of the year. I mean, it is January. It's usually pretty freezing. If we bring things over to Kingston and Ottawa, they're going to get lots of snow. As I said, 10 to 15 centimeters. So bring out those boots, those parkas, and snow pants. And things are going to be pretty good here in Toronto, London, and Sarnia. Temperatures between 0 and 2 degrees. So let's look at our 4-day forecast. Tonight, things are going to go down to -2. Nothing too bad. Things are going to be pretty dry, but moving into Wednesday, we can expect lots of rain because of those pretty warm temperatures, 4 degrees. That's pretty good. And then Thursday, the sun's going to make an appearance, but a bit of snow, and then some more snow and some more sunshine moving into Friday. That's it for now for weather. Moving from icy temperatures to hockey rinks. How are things looking for the Leafs, John?
Well, Shaquille, the Leafs rookies once again come out strong. Coming off a tough OT loss against the Sens Saturday night, they look to bounce back against the Calgary Flames at home. This game featured 4 of the top scorers in the league, one of them being this guy, Mitch Marner, with a tip-in off a Nikita Zaitsev shot. And in the second period, if you have a look at this effort from Matthews diving on the floor to Nylander also diving onto the floor to Kadri with the second goal of the game. Things got a little chippy after the third period, after this massive hit on Johnny Gaudreau. And it was a scary moment for the Leafs at the end of the game after Flames' Matthew Tkachuk trips up Martin Marincin. He did need help to get to the locker room, but the Leafs shut out the Flames 4-0. In CFL news, the Argos are now in the midst of a changeover in the front office, starting with the GM position. Jim Barker has been relieved of his duties with the Toronto Argonauts. Barker, on his second stint with the team, has been with the Double Blues since 2010. In 2012, Barker stepped down as head coach and hired Scott Milanovich as his replacement, who was with the Grey Cup Argos team in 2012. Milanovich will remain as head coach at least until a new GM is named. Thornhill native Milos says he feels he's playing some of his best tennis right now, and he's not wrong. But there is a pretty big obstacle in his way at the Aussie Open. After beating out Bautista Agut in 4 sets, Raonic advances to the quarterfinals at the Aussie Open. He showed glimpses of struggles, but now looks to face the always tough 14-time major winner, Rafael Nadal. Match starts on a very early 3:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. And it won't get any easier for the slumping Toronto Raptors tonight. Coming off a 3-game losing streak, the Raptors will be short-handed with All-Star guard DeMar DeRozan sitting out tonight. Just a few days after the All-Star starters announcement, DeRozan stepped on Jonas Valanciunas' foot coming down from a jump shot. DeRozan will now miss the next 2 games with an ankle sprain. Those 2 games tonight against the San Antonio Spurs at home and in Memphis tomorrow. Larry and the bench look to step up tonight on national television. Tip-off is at 7:30. And that's my wrap on sports. I'm John Guveara, and from a land of struggle to a land of la-la, Kayla Romano has more with your entertainment news.
The romantic comedy drama musical La La Land has landed a record-tying 14 Academy Award nominations. It matches with Titanic and All About Eve for most nominations ever. La La Land has earned nods for Best Picture and stars Emma Stone and Canada's Golden Boy, Ryan Gosling. Some other nominees for Best Picture include Moonlight, Arrival, Manchester by the Sea, Hell or High Water, Fences, and Hacksaw Ridge. Both Stone and Gosling received Oscar nominations for Best Actor and Actress. Following 2 years of Oscars so white controversy, the Academy of Motion Pictures has a more diverse field of nominees this year. At least 10 black actors and filmmakers have received nominations, including actor Denzel Washington for the film Fences. Fences explores the evolving African American experience and examines race relations, among other themes. Some of the other black nominees include Octavia Spencer, Viola Davis, and Naomi Harris. Superstars Carly Rae Jepsen, Nick Jonas, and Fifth Harmony are set to perform at the upcoming NHL All-Star Game on Sunday. The league announced that the 3 musical acts are joining 10-time Grammy Award winner John Legend, Robin Thicke, and actor Jon Hamm, who is serving as host for the show. The festivities are set to take place at Los Angeles' Staples Center on Sunday, January 29. Split has taken over our minds this week with its rise to the top of the box office. Sebastian Kramer has more with what's hot and what's not in this weekend's box office hits.
This weekend saw the release of M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Split. It's first at the box office, making over $40 million in just one weekend. This psychological horror stars James McAvoy, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Betty Buckley. The film follows a man with 23 different personalities who kidnaps 3 girls. Coming in second at the box office is XXX, Return of Xander Cage, earning over $20 million in its opening weekend. This action movie sees the return of Vin Diesel as Xander Cage 15 years after the original movie was released in 2002. The film stars Vin Diesel, Samuel L. Jackson, and Donnie Yen, along with many others. Coming in third is Hidden Figures, earning a grand total of $83 million in its 5th week running. That beats the movie's budget by $58 million. That's our box office hits. I'm Sebastian Kramer. Back to you, Kayla.
Along with his outspoken father, Barron Trump has also been under fire in the media. Saturday Night Live's Katie Rich is suspended after an offensive joke about Donald Trump's 10-year-old son, Barron. Rich tweeted that Trump's son would be the country's first homeschooled shooter. She quickly deleted the tweet soon after and apologized for her comment. SNL has gotten in trouble in the past for joking about the president's children. Actor Mike Myers had to write an apology to the Clintons after mocking daughter Chelsea in 1993. That's all for your entertainment news. I'm Kayla Romano. Politics have been a common theme in the news this week, with Donald Trump and his son to Canadian businessman Kevin O'Leary. Here's Alessia Protomanni with more.
Successful businessman Kevin O'Leary is now the front runner for the Conservative Party. Several Canadians are calling him the Donald Trump of Canada. Here's Rhea Pascal with more.
If Kevin O'Leary does become the new Conservative leader, Canadians might be hearing the term Make Canada Great Again. The reality TV star, host, and businessman is setting his sights on becoming the new Prime Minister of Canada, and that does have some Canadians a bit leery. Why, you might ask? Well, many are comparing him to Donald Trump, and Kevin O'Leary has stated that he has admiration for the U.S. president's campaign and even hailing him as a king. I decided to talk with political pundit and journalism professor Bill Hutchinson to get his take on this. So we just found out that Kevin O'Leary is now the frontrunner of the Conservative Party. I'm here with Seneca journalism professor Bill Hutchinson. Bill, how do you think this might affect Canada if he does win?
Well, it could be very interesting because I think he'd be an interesting counterpoint to Justin Trudeau and his policies. Kevin O'Leary is definitely a character. A lot of what he said so far is for the benefit of the television audience, not necessarily policy. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's still a long ways before we get to the leadership convention and then get to the next election.
All right. And what do you think are his strengths?
Certainly right now his strength is his name. He's very well known. Ask most people if they could name 3 other people in the Conservative leadership race, and they'd be hard-pressed. In fact, most people would be hard-pressed to name 1 or 2. Kelly Leach, certainly people have heard about. Maxime Bernier was a cabinet minister people have heard about. Lisa Raitt. But there's 10 other people out there. People don't know them. Whereas Kevin O'Leary, everybody knows his name, and that's probably why he's the front runner right now.
All right. And what do you think are his comparisons and similarities to Donald Trump?
Well, obviously he did reality TV, so that's certainly a comparison right there. In terms of policies, Kevin O'Leary is actually probably more right-wing than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a New York Republican, which is just about the same as being a Democrat. He's not that right-wing when it comes to his actual policies. Kevin O'Leary, I think, is different in that he is far more fiscally conservative.
All right, thank you, Bill. I'm Rhea Pascal for Say News. Alessia, back to you. Now, before I throw back to you, Alessia, I just wanted to run down a few more similarities between U.S. President Donald Trump and Kevin O'Leary. Both have never held political office before. Of course, they're both members of, they're both conservatives, and both have been very boisterous and have been known to use derogatory language. U.S. President Donald Trump obviously talking about groping women that's been brought up during his campaign, and Kevin O'Leary has also used the term Indian giver several years ago in an interview. And one fun fact between the two, they both have amazing heads of hair. Alessia?
What are his weaknesses, Rhea?
Just some weaknesses. Well, he isn't a fluent French speaker, so that's obviously going to hurt him in his campaign. Like I said before, he has said derogatory things in the past, so if he does become the conservative leader, that will hurt him. And again, he has not been versed in politics before. Alessia, back to you.
That's this edition of Say News. You may have noticed our digital desk producer, Erin Bernardo, tweeting live. Make sure you check her out on Twitter at Erin I. Bernardo, as well as Seneca Media for updates. On behalf of the entire Say News team, I'm Alessia Protomanni. Thanks for watching.